Good evening, and welcome to your favorite sports program. The whole crew is here. We're all here. We're not in the gardens. Maybe some guys were there earlier. I'm Lockett Sebastian.
Ron Lander.
Thompson Fontaine.
And Emmanuel Loblack.
Right. So as is normal, we will start with our prayer.
That you've blessed us today. We thank you for today. You said in your word that this is the day that you have made, and we will rejoice and be glad in it. Firstly, because we are here, you've brought us here in the land of the living. We thank you for that. We thank you, Father God, for guiding our steps. We thank you for protecting us and preserving us. And we thank you, Father God, that you can stand with us, you have stood with us, and you are taking us to a place, Father God, that is even greater than today. Thank you for taking us through the challenges and the difficulties that we experienced yesterday and today. And thank you, Father God, that truly you have shown yourself to have loved us more than we can love ourselves. Lord, I ask today that you will take care of this program, that you will cause every word spoken, every item, Father God, discussed, to enlighten people's lives, to cause them, Father God, to be even wiser. I ask by your grace, Lord Jesus, that you will cause lives to be transformed. Inspire, Lord, every one of the hosts, and as the callers and the participants and the listeners, Father God, will take part in that program. I ask that they too, Father God, will have a sense of community, a sense of understanding, and that you'll grant them wisdom to even live better than they have lived before. Bless this program, we pray, in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Get so high sometimes. I know the valley seems so wide. It seems this journey, it will never end. And you keep asking, why? The road, it gets so rocky at times. I know the heartaches are severe. It seems like life will never change its time. But there's an answer to all of life. Here's stay with God. In spite of what you see or feel, stay with God. In spite of how things may appear, stay with God. It doesn't matter what may come our way. There is only one place we are safe. Stay with God. People says give up now. I know you feel you can't hold on. You're not the only one who is carrying your load. Remember, he said to cast all your fears on him. No, you're crying. Everyone you meet, because you feel that the world is the pain. But if you just believe your life is in God's hands.
Okay. Yes, this is Stay With God, and you know, we've lost a real stalwart in Julius Timothy, and tonight, our first set part of the program, we're going to be really speaking about Timothy. We will have former Prime Minister Edison James, who was with Timothy from the start. Francis Emmanuel, who was a founder member of UWP, will also join us for a few minutes. And Dexter Ducre, the manager of ACS, because, ACS sponsors our program. And we ourselves, Dr. Fontaine is the current leader of UWP. Obviously, he will sit on Ronald Lander, who has visited Julie. And it was a sad occasion. Tonight also, we should have Donnie Robinson studio to speak about basketball. Emmanuel Nanton will tell us about a clinic with Waka Eunice and Wazim Akram next week, Tuesday, who I understand they're economic citizens. So there'll be Dominica sometime this week. So I think they're going to have a clinic next week, Tuesday. Cedric Harris also has some activity this weekend. We'll talk about it. But, gentlemen, we have to speak about Julius Timothy. And the first thing I want to say, on Monday, I specifically listened to DBS News on Monday morning, and then they mentioned his death headline, but one guy was speaking, and then in the news they said about him, the founder member of UWP, but they had nobody from UWP on the news. Founder member, but they had one guy, as usual, one guy speaking and talking about they're going to give him a funeral and blah, blah, blah. And I'm trying to understand, even in death, these people doing this kind of nonsense. But guys, it was a Thursday night. I think it was the 20th of April, 2023. We're right on. In fact, I met Ozzy on Monday, and I was mentioning that to him. That when I got the text that somebody said, Sibo, look your partner. They just brought him to the hospital. It was a Thursday night. We were right there. I think it was the Holy Thursday, 2023. And then the person said to me, Sibo, he seemed to be in some strife. His son had just brought him there. And it's 2 years and 6 months. We laid on his bed, guys. Later never said a word. In fact, last week, Francis Emmanuel and I spoke because the last time we visited him was in May. And I said to Francis, boy, he's not coming back there, because he can't come there and he can't converse with us. And so last week we decided we were going to go this week. And then Sunday morning, when Francis called me and told me, boy, Sibo, boy, Tim gone, I said, wow. And this guy was such a wonderful human being, a guy who helped so many people. There's nothing bad you can say about Julius Timothy, honestly. That's a wonderful human being, a guy who touched the lives of so many people. He was a sportsman, as people know. Played table tennis, played cricket, a domino player. And what can we say about Julius Timothy? I don't even know what to say because, it can be emotional talking about a guy like that, a guy like that who has helped so many people. And I think tonight we will ask people to call if people want to say anything about him. Well, I am sure a lot of people will want to call and speak about Julius Timothy. So I think we will try to get NC James now. I'm sure Ronald has a lot to say. Lobby will have a lot to say as well. Lobby, about Timothy?
Oh,
yeah.
Roseman? Oh, yeah.
Yes. So we will get NC James because they started together and from the members of UWP. So I'm sure he will have something to say. I think Mr. G as well might join us at some point to talk about him. But man, Ronald, I'm shocked briefly until we get you say more while you wait on NC James. Want to say something, eh?
Yeah, I have a lot to say. I don't know briefly. If I have my chance to speak, I have my chance to speak. And whoever is on the line would have to give me my chance to speak because I had a special relationship with Julius Timothy over an extended period of time. And I've got a submission to make, but it's not in between. I'm going to come with that. When you see it fit, you'll call me in and I'll make my submission.
We probably have to get Francis Emmanuel now because Mr. James we're having difficulty in getting Mr. James. Francis Emmanuel was a close confidant with Timothy, original member of UWP in 1987-88 when the party started. So I'm sure he'll have a lot. I know I'm on a few words. He's not going to say too much. So we will just hear from him briefly. Man, yeah. So I think he's almost on the line. Yeah, Francis Emmanuel. Lobby, I saw your siblings here, man.
Huh?
Your siblings, I saw some of them yesterday.
Oh, yes. Some of them come and take some sunshine and some good time.
Yeah. So I think we have on the line Francis Emmanuel. Mr. Francis Emmanuel, good night, sir.
Good evening to you, Prophet.
Yeah, welcome to Sports Wrap. We're not going to keep you too long, but I know Julius Timothy, to you, was a special person. You all go back a long way. You were founder member in 88 of UWP. So I'm sure you have something to say about him.
I didn't hear you.
I said you and Julius Timothy go back a long way. You are original founder member of the United Workers' Party in 1988, and I'm sure you will have something to say about him.
Yes, I do. Yes.
But go right ahead.
I've heard a lot of. Good evening to you, Shibo, first of all, and good evening to your panel. I'm not sure what your panel is made up of.
Ronald Lander is there, Dr. Fontaine is there, Low Black is there.
Fine. Good evening to all of them. Good evening to the seasoning public. Yeah, Tim and I go back a long way. I think we missed each other at St. Mary's Academy, which we both attended. I left and went to the UK, and when I got back to Dominica in the 80s, we got together and we had a lasting bond. I think I could refer to Tim as a brother I never had. I never had any brothers. So I always referred to him as my brother. But he was very, very successful, a very good, sharp mind, and a very good brain. With all that, he was very, very humble. And it was a shocking, it was very sad for me, still a very sad moment that he passed away. And it's 2 years plus now, it was a very long time. And when I saw him, when I would see him, I feel a bit hurt by the condition he was in. I think he tried very hard to come out of his illness, but it just didn't happen.
You know, I remember last week when you and I spoke, one who said I was going to see him sometime this week. You remember? Because the last time you and I went there, it was the wrong May, right? You remember that?
That's correct.
And then on Sunday morning, when you called me, I myself, you know what, like in local language, you 2D, when you called me to tell me, I say, shit, that was something else. Man. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'll say to you as well, I didn't just see him yesterday. I used to have unfettered access to him from Jason and Cornelius, and I'd go see him and get a report at least every morning, because I myself had a couple of issues, and through therapy, the therapist who dealt with me was dealing with him. So as he saw me, when he treated me, he would treat Timothy just down the road in 15, 20 minutes. So every morning I'd get a report on him. You know? But in the end, he should come. He couldn't.
But you know, Shabs, how would you like to remember him? How would you like to remember? I don't want to keep you too long. How would you like to remember him?
Well, as a successful individual, very humble, as I said, very understanding. Timothy didn't have, to me, a bad bone in his body. He would, even if he disagreed with you on something, he would smile and laugh, and he would say, "Okay, let's put the hatches and we're done." You know, and he was that kind of man. You know, to me anyway, he was very, very good. The only thing he and I would quarrel about sometimes when he was in government, and I would say to him, "Tim, I want to discuss something with you at a particular moment." He said, "Meet this one here about 7 o'clock." And I wasn't a domino player, and that's put me out. He did this one because he's an avid sports person as far as dominoes are concerned, cricket and football. He played football, I didn't. I played cricket, he played cricket. And we both played for Cavaliers and enjoyed ourselves. Cavaliers, as you know, was a fun club to be with.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and you're right. You know, he liked his domino, and you just couldn't stop him. That's one thing you couldn't stop him from doing.
Couldn't stop him.
Yeah, he just loved it, man.
And even sometimes he make me wait there for a while. He said, "Look, I'm playing this thing. Wait. You know. but that's Tim. You know, I don't know him as Julius. I know him as Tim.
Yeah. Well, you know, whenever it's a funeral, we're hoping that the church will be too small. Maybe they need the Windsor Park to have his funeral, honestly, because everybody liked that guy. So I expect the funeral to be a very, very big funeral.
Oh, but yeah, it would be. And Tim, you know, if you're around Tim and people requested help, he would jump on it immediately. Say, "Come tomorrow, I shall do something for you." You know, sometimes we compete against each other, so who would give you first to the people who requested some help, you know? But he was always there to stand for the people. Always did.
Yeah, well, Shabs, I don't want to keep you so long. Thank you very much. And it was nice joining us. Thank you so much, man. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Maybe if I may say something, may you rest in peace. Eternal
Right.
peace.
Thanks. Thank you, man. Thank you.
Okay, look forward to seeing you. Okay, bye-bye now.
Right, thanks. So that was Francis Emmanuel. I think we'll get Mr. James now because he was a founding member of the Workers' Party. So we'll have Mr. James and we'll take Dex at some point a little later before we close that segment. Dexter Ducre, who is the manager of ACS now. And as we say that, ACS has been our sponsor for years. I've been our sponsor and they've been very good to sports rap. Very, very good to sports rap. So I think we have, I think Mr. James is almost on the line. We'll have him now. Yeah, well, we just heard from Francis Emmanuel, like I say, a close confidant of Julius and so on. Yeah, so we have Mr. James on the line now, I think. Good evening, Mr. James.
Good evening. Look, I can't hear you too well.
Well, we're hearing you clearly. Are you hearing us? You're not hearing us too well?
Okay, a little bit blurred, but it's okay. Go ahead.
You're hearing us now?
I'm hearing you.
Right. Okay. I know you were together with Timothy and others. I think Francis Emmanuel is still alive. I think Norris Prevost, one of the founding members of the UWP. These are the people that are alive now?
Say again, Tibo?
The founding members of UWP, I think, people who are alive now. Norris Prevost is one, right? I think Francis Emmanuel would be one as well?
Yes, of those who are alive, Reggie Robin.
Okay.
And yes, you mentioned Mr. Prevost and Francis.
Well, we just heard from Francis. Right. Now, you were the Prime Minister in 95. Timothy was your deputy. You all were together for a while. You all were in a position for a while. So I'm sure you would want to say something about Julius Timothy.
Yes, yes, like you said, Julius Timothy, yeah, we were part of the founding of the United Workers' Party. Mr. Timothy, you know, I don't recall how exactly where we met exactly. I came back from England in 73. In 74, late 74, I think I became involved and probably was president of the Cricket Association and was involved in the administration of cricket. Mr. Timothy was a sports enthusiast, and I think he played some cricket. We joke sometimes that, you know, he only pretended to play cricket, but he played cricket and he was involved in football. So I think it is through my involvement in sports and his involvement in sports that we got to know each other. We became good friends. And then sometime down the road after 1989.
Well, the party was probably 88, so it would have to be for 88.
88, yes.
Yeah, the big convention at Londonderry was in 88.
Yes, I think we were invited. We were invited, both of us, to a Labour Party convention rally at Londonderry. While Mike Douglas was the leader, I think he was interested in us paying some attention to his party. But we came away from there deciding we wouldn't get involved with the Labour Party. And we continued talking. And then one day I went to Julius's office, and we left from there and we went to Granny Didier's office. That is where I say it's the embryo of the party. A few days after that, we engaged with Norris Prevost. So the four of us were at the center of the initial serious discussion about the formation of the party. And we moved from there to meeting at my place at Pegwa Hatton Gardens in Marigat. 11 of us. And you're in cricket, so you know that a team is 11. Okay, leaving out the 12th man and so on. So the 11 of us. And as I said, I think we indicated the number of us that are still alive. And from there, it started, and the rest is history. Mr. Timothy, we worked very, very closely together. And you know, when I hear people talking about political parties and forming political parties and who should be in party and who should not be in party, who should be invited, parties are formed. When a party is formed, as we formed that party, Julius Timothy, Granny Didier, and Norris Prevost initiating it, and then the 11 of us at Pigwa. From there, we never looked back, and went on to become the official opposition by 1990 in the parliament, and then forming the government 5 years later. So, and Mr. Timothy was vitally important and engaged in that. In fact, when we decided on the name of the party, I think Julius is the one who made the first suggestion that we should refer to it as United Workers' Party. And I think he said that it was good to hold on to or associate with a winning name, based on the fact that the United Workers' Party of St. Lucia had been winning elections. So we came out from that encounter with the name for party, and we worked diligently together, starting at Tukari, and then it was every other night we were on the road engaging with people. Julius was a hard worker, very hard worker, a very affable gentleman. I mean, I'm a few years older than him. I think he's 67.
No, 73. 73. Well, somebody wrote some nonsense. Some guy who says he's a journalist wrote that nonsense. He's 73.
Oh,
he was born on the 12th of June, 1952.
That's what I thought. I didn't think that I was that much older than him.
12th of June, 52.
I'm 9 years older than him.
Mm-hmm.
But we worked very well together. As I said, hard worker, good thinker. And those qualities were made available to the effort.
Mm-hmm.
And we moved from there, as I said, from the party. Julius, as you know, was the Minister of Finance, as was the Deputy for party. In government, Julius had some very, I would think, important milestones, if you like, as Minister for Planning and Finance. And his portfolio responsibility for the international airport, well, not his portfolio, because that international airport that we had proposed cut across many sectors. So you had the agriculture minister, you had the tourism minister, communications minister, and the finance minister, and the prime minister as the key cabinet people there. But Julius was the point person who engaged with the consultants who did the development, the proposal, and the project for the international airport. And then with respect to the Creole Music Festival, as you know, for the responsibility of finance and Mr. Prevost tourism, and they were the portfolio ministers in that regard, so Julius was there. And when it came to the economic citizenship program, when we moved from having the funding, the money coming in from the program going into the hands of one person, the responsibility or the portfolio responsibility for the re-engineering of the program to ensure that monies from the program went into the government treasury and not in the hands of one person. So I think these are three of the important areas of activity in government that I would associate Julius with, apart from everything else. You know, he was a major contributor in the cabinet and so on. So he in that regard, and to the extent that, you know, in 4.5 years, the party which he helped form and which he was part of did such wonderful things for government, I think, for the country. I think it is fair to say that he made a significant contribution. At one time, as you know, he decided to try something else, and he got involved with the other party. But I think all through that time, Julius's heart was with the United Workers' Party, and we were happy to welcome him back, not in the party in an active, performative way, but giving our support. And we were happy for that. So I would say it was good to know Julius. It was good to work with Julius. Like everything else, sometimes you have your little nuances and so on, and some people blow it up beyond where it really is. But that is the nature of relationships. They get a little strained sometimes. It is how we whole strain that we are able to succeed.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. James. Thank you very much for telling us about Timothy.
I just want to extend my condolences to his family and friends. And he had a lot of friends. Oh, yes, one thing I forgot to say, and I think everybody knows that the generosity of Julius, the kindness of Julius across political lines. I think that is one of the ways we need to remember him.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yes, guys, the floor is open, and we ask listeners to call as well. We'll speak to Dexter Ducre at some point before we close the function. So,
Yes,
floor is
Sibo.
open.
Yes, Sibo.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, well, first of all, I want to, extend condolences to his family and friends. I know Timothy very, very well. Remember from River Street, River Street, Kennedy Avenue, Pong, New Street. It was just one. We were just one in those days. And what I like about Tim was his humility. That is what people must understand, that we all came from humble background. And no matter, yes, we have been elevated in life, but it was never forgotten where you came from. Too many times we see that along the spectrum in Dominica. But he is one. He's very generous. All right. I mean, they say Tim loved his sports. He loved his dominoes. And, he loved people. He knew exactly where he came from. And he knew that, first of all, he could have made an enormous difference in the lives of people. He knew that, and that's what is very, very important from us. When we know that we can help, we have to help. May his soul rest in peace.
Yes, I also want to add as well, and I mean, on a personal note, I think I first encountered Mr. Timothy when I had a very brief stint at Dominica Stevie Does, but I just left school. I just left high school. And I had a small stint there. He was involved along with Tom Lafons in the Dominica Stevie Does Corporation, the longshoremen on the port. And in fact, right before I left, about a year before I left to study in 1993, I was actually renting from him. He was my landlord. So I knew him from that time. And then obviously followed his when he became the finance minister. I follow people from creditably in terms of if you were to compare him, for example, the finance minister and our current or previous finance minister, it's chalk and cheese, There's no comparison in terms of his abilities and so on. And also, as a teacher, I actually used him as a case study. I remember when we were doing Principles of Business, I used him as a case study in terms of the work he did in ACS and the receivership situation there. That was a classic case that we normally used to tell students about how when a company is going under and one person comes in and resuscitates the company and so on, and the role that he played there in ACS, So I just want to extend condolences, to his family, and of course to thank him for his tremendous support, that he gave to so many people that talk about him and what he has contributed to them.
Yeah. We have a caller. Good evening.
Good evening, Honorable Wiseman from North, East, Southwest, Lobby, Landa, Sibo, and Mr. Thompson Fountain, Honorables. Yes, I just want to take this. My name is Mali, number 107 Boom. Yes, I just want to take this opportunity and let my deepest sympathy go out to Mr. Honorable Julius Timothy, his two sons, his wife, his 3 supermarkets, his insurance, all the Domino people by Swansea, Domino and Upper Lane Giants people, my friends and them, and all his supporter Rosso North, especially Gota, Tarish, Fokole people, all his fans, his friends, and my God, his godchild, which is my nephew Bernard Polido. Mr. Timothy was a good Samaritan, a lifesaver, like a miracle rescue person who helped a lot of poor, broke, hungry people, mothers, send their children to school, help mothers. The first person that helped me with my house is the Honorable Julius Timothy. He gave me 50 sheet of galvanized. I had crazy here to get a transport. 11. That time it was Rockaway, but they put name it 11. That is why I want to collect the galvanized to fix my house. He used to help my mother. We were like brothers and sisters. My mother used to wash, iron. We used to eat together, wrestle together, play together. He was born and bred in Hillsborough Street by the Burtons and them downstairs, right? He was just a nice man, a lovely man. And see, every time I say, when a person alive, give them their flowers, not when they're dead.
I hear you, man. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yes.
So that's wind up for us, Marlene. That's wind up because we have other callers. That's wind up, please, quickly.
Yes, may his soul rest in peace, and nobody can say nothing bad. And I want to say hats off to Dexter Ducre, who has been doing a fantastic job for Timothy. I told Timothy that. I told Dexter that have his business going. God bless Dexter Ducre.
Thank you, Marlene.
God bless him.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Ed. Next caller. Good evening. Hello.
Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening, Sibo.
Yeah, good evening.
Yes, Peter Lufa.
Yes.
I too want to send out my condolences to Mr. Julius Timothy. I knew him for a very long time. Since I was a boy, as a matter of fact, I used to play football in the Windsor Park. But where I got very close to him because I taught his two sons at his home. And he always used to tell me, make sure you read breakfast for Teacher Lufa. And all the sentiments people have given before, the man was just a great man, a generous man. And all I want to say, we miss one of the great of the soil. And I want to support Marlene. Give me your flowers while you're alive. Thank you.
Yes. Another caller. Good evening.
Hey, good evening.
Good evening.
Sibo.
Yes.
And Ronald Lander.
Good night. Good night.
And Lobby. And whoever there.
Okay. Well, we lost you. Yeah, Ronald. And then Ronald, go ahead because after we have to, and then speak to Dexter. Okay.
I have speak to Dexter. I have a submission.
Yeah, but we can't go on too long, you know. We have to have time.
That's all right. So go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So, because we can't go on thing.
Go ahead.
Let's get Dexter. Yeah, but I don't know. It's just something else. But some breaking news in the NBA, boy. That's what man. Corruption. Lobby, look at arresting people left, right, and center.
Yeah, Billups.
But look, Scott Foster now, breaking news. And yes, every minute.
Hey, boys, just gambling. Gamblers, they call it.
Well, serious gambling too. And some people take serious prison.
Well, some people are never satisfied in life, you know.
Well, you're right.
Never satisfied in life. So that's the penalty you have to pay.
Boy. Yeah, that is something else. Yeah, because no, but the NBA now going to be the problem, eh? Because they right now have to try and see how they fix that up. Because some people think there was a lot of games were how I would say it, were rigged. Yeah, I mean that's what will happen.
But Sibo, you have to understand sports. It happened in cricket, in football. Sibo, once you're involved in this fraudulent activities, there's a God above, you know. You will
but in the NBA too, probably. But you know, I was skeptical sometimes. You always felt that some games, when you saw the outcome, you were wondering what is going on.
But that's mankind for you, Sebastian. Man is not obviously, but man's not humble. Man is never satisfied with what they have.
Well, they were making plenty of money, and I couldn't believe when I heard even the coach of Chancellor Billups would be involved. And a man who won the NBA championship, he's a coach, has made a lot of money, would be involved in that. We're not getting Dexter. Go ahead. Okay, let Ronald say what he has to say about Julius. Can I get Dexter Ducre? Yeah, go ahead, Ronald.
My roots are in the big yard on Bath Road, opposite the Botanical Gardens. It hurts my heart right now when I see the current state of the Botanical Gardens. That big yard was the major base of Spartan Sport Club. So you had people like Clem John, Geoff Faustin, Corbett Williams, Tyson John Baptist, Vivian Rainey coming from that area. In the early 1970s, I went to see Spartans play a football match. For the first time, I saw a footballer wearing glasses. This was an accountant, Julius Timothy, playing for Spartans. And I'm a Spartanite, so we immediately became friends. Julius was retained to execute the receivership of AC Shillingford. Julius saw the potential in ACS and convinced the audit firm to give him the opportunity to manage ACS. Julius performed an outstanding job and grew ACS to 2 new locations on High Street and Pottersville. He came into a receivership and he became a receiver. He benefited a lot from the operation because of his training and so on. We maintained our friendship. We always maintained our friendship, and we frequently had verbal intercourse. When I completed my BSc in Economics and Accounting in 1988, I was posted to the Ministry of Finance. By 1990, I was an assistant secretary advising PM Eugenia Charles on fiscal matters. In the late 1980s, Julius expanded his range of operations into politics. We continuously maintained our friendship, and he occasionally visited me at the Ministry of Finance to discuss pertinent matters. I was always apolitical up to today. When I completed my MBA in Economics, Accounting and Management in 1995, I returned to the Ministry of Finance. Julie was then the Minister of Finance, Industry and Planning. Grace Tong and Kieran Peanut Byrne was operating the Economic Citizenship Program exclusively. The government led by Julie wanted to review and expand the Economic Citizenship Program. Julie gave me an assignment to review the program and submit recommendations. After extensive research and analysis, I produced the re-engineered Economic Citizenship Program, which informed the government's operation in the program. In January 1997, I was appointed as Director of Industry at the National Development Corporation under the management of Sheridan Gregoire. I reported to the Minister of Industry, Honorable Julius Timothy. The focal areas of the Division of Industry were agro-processing, tourism plant development, information technology, and small business development. In agro-processing, we facilitated the development of bellow products, benjosimos, Dominica essential oils into export market, providing the solicited technical assistance. A consultancy was retained from the CDI to generate finished products from bay oil. So we're going beyond just exporting the bay oil to make finished products, perfumes and so on in Dominica using the bay oil. And that's the direction we're going under the leadership of Mr. Timothy. We facilitated the growth of the tourism plan and was involved in the International Airport project. That's one of the main areas too. In 3 years, Julius Timothy was able to put together the plans for International Airport. This government in 25 years, they still have not put the plan together as yet. The retained standing planning was retained to do the research, analysis, and develop the plans for the airport project. The small business focus was on the creation of an enabling environment to grow appropriate small business to the export market. Our direction, because of the small size of our population, if we continue buying and selling to each other, we could have gotten nowhere. So whatever we're doing, we're looking at the export market, be it regional, be it international. We retain the CDB consultancy and critical Taiwanese support to transform the information technology sector just from information processing into software development and programming. We're going to build a mini Silicon Valley in the Kingsville Industrial Park, where young people will get involved in programming and software development. Julie Norris Prevost, Sheridan Gregoire, supported by pioneers, established the World Creole Music Festival. That was a major hallmark of Julius Timothy. The intention was to develop a cultural industry. The rest is history. We know what's happening now in the festival. I maintained my friendship with Julie over the last 2.5 decades. Julie sponsored the Newtown Juvenile Football Academy on inception and continues to sponsor the Sports Rap program. I have diagnosed Julie to be a generous, committed professional who has significantly contributed to Dominica in the private, public, and sporting sectors. Julie has been bedridden over 2 years. I visited him regularly together with my wife, who is his cousin. Julie was well managed and his body was intact, but he had severe mental deficiencies. He used to positively react to certain statements I made. I hope that he would regain his faculties in order to continue to contribute to the development of Dominica. Julie never took out his glasses, which was my initial fascination of him as a footballer. So if he was lying on the bed, he always had his glasses on. He kept that area. May Julie's soul rest in peace. My friend, my very good friend, my mentor, Julius Timothy, please rest in peace.
Yes, so we're going to be speaking to, I think, the manager, Dexter Ducro of AC Shillingford. In fact, he just told me about an accident right across there by ACS, and so much traffic in Rosamond, so you have a lot of problems in the place. That's what's happening. So, Robley, it's a good thing you're not there, because getting out of Rosamond now is a mess.
Sibo, I wouldn't. Sibo, why so many accidents in Dominica?
Okay, Robley, we have with us the manager of ACS, so let's speak to. Good evening, Dexter.
Yeah, I can hear you properly. You have to go louder.
We are hearing you loud and clearly, though.
Yeah, but it's not from my side. I don't know why. Not very clear at all.
Are you hearing?
I was just saying to the police because they're actually right in front of the building.
So there's an accident right there. So are you hearing me now? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but not very clear.
Okay. Anyway, Dexter, we were just speaking about Julius Timothy. You're the manager of ACS. Your company has sponsored Sports Rap for years. I am sure you'd want to say something about your former boss, Mr. Timothy.
Well, yeah, but Starbucks was a wonderful guy, and he helped as many people as he could. And of course, he worked for the company. He worked very diligently for the company. Just give you an idea of what I know of him. When he started at Cooper's Island for many years. Mm-hmm. Eventually, they gave him the job to liquidate ACS. He did such a great job that what they did is that they offered him the majority shares. He bought that, and that's how he got into ACS. Mm-hmm. So he went into as the chairman of DIP, and then Mao asked him, "Do you want?" She wanted assistance at the bank, NBD. Mm-hmm. So of course, she gave him the chairmanship of NBD. Of course, eventually, some of the guys from the country, came together and they formed the UWP. So he's a founding member of UWP. Of course, eventually they won the election in 95, and he became Minister of Finance and the deputy political leader.
No,
eventually, when they lost the election, after the 5 years, they lost the election, 4.5 years, they lost the election, he was promoted to, he went across, he crossed the floor. When we were concerned about that, but he crossed the floor, he figured out the right thing to do. He crossed the floor, and he was appointed Minister of Health, and then, okay, and from after that, he became the ambassador of the non-resident ambassador of Mexico. Okay, and eventually stayed on until, of course, he fell sick, and we know the rest of that.
Well, before you fell sick, Dexter, you spoke with him on a regular basis. Tell listeners out there what kind of person was Mr. Timothy.
No, Timothy is the type of man that if you want an assistant, you come to him, he would reach out to assist you. Mm-hmm. Whatever assistance you needed, and I think he even had too much, because he gave his life away, basically. When you come to him and you have an issue, and he reach out and assist you. That's the kind of man he was. Mm-hmm. Yeah. To assist as many persons as possible. Of course, he was a sportsman, as you know.
Yes.
He spoke to you, and he assisted. We have endless amount of trophies there. That the teams he sponsored, and he screwed up. And I continue that way in his staff. We have 4 or 5 teams sponsoring, football teams sponsoring, and he's sponsoring that. So I'm just trying to maintain his legacy.
Yes, well, I'm sure you will continue that. I mean, ACS, in his name, a lot of things I'm sure you all will want to do in his name, Dexter. Yeah.
There was a domino competition in his name just recently.
Right.
Before he died.
Right.
Yeah, and we definitely sponsored that.
Okay.
And we will continue to sponsor in sports. Just remember the brother. Because the brother was a beautiful guy, was well liked, and he assisted everyone. No matter what it is, once he had the cash, he sponsored everyone. And he assisted everyone. So he went out of his way and assisted many people.
Any idea yet when the funeral will be taking place?
No. There's no time, there's no date, because he just died on Sunday.
Right.
So so there's no date specific, because of course we know the government has to get involved.
Yes, correct. State funeral.
The government will get involved, so we have to chat with them and figure out the date. So it's only when we discuss with them, we'll know what happens from there.
Well, you might have to get you in the Porterfield Savannah.
We're not going to be the top seed because the guy is in the hospital, so we're not going to go for that.
But what I'm saying, you might have to get the Windsor Park or Newton Savannah, because the kind of person he was, any church around Rose will be too small, I'm sure, for the funeral.
Well, I agree totally with you. It's definitely going to be too small, for sure.
Yes.
Because everybody wants to come. Everybody really wants to come.
Yes, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? So, but we try to accommodate as many persons as possible.
Right. So, Dexter, we don't want to keep you too long. I know you have this funeral, and I want to say thank you. And I'm sure you'll continue to sponsor Sports Rap, because you all have done that for a number of years. I'm sure you'll continue.
I know we will continue for sure. And just I'm so tired of it because trying to organize the police,
Right. Okay. No problem. Thank you, Dexter.
I will go to my way to do whatever I can do to assist it, to ensure sports continue in Medicaid.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Okay.
Thanks. Well, yes, guys. I mean, that was it. I mean, we spent a lot of time talking. There's one more call. Let's take the call and then we'll take our first break. Good evening.
Yeah, Sibo.
Yes.
What I would say about Julius, we call ourselves the people of Windsor Park. The kid, right under rain, we came so together as youth, although older than him.
Yeah.
I will never forget him.
Right.
Because all of us is Windsor Park youth.
Cool.
We raised up the playing the kid from morning till night.
True.
All I think is sympathy his family.
Okay. Thank you, Boko. So we're going to take our first break now. Thank you.
Or you where in Roseau, Kima Abuse, you can just walk in and order all your chicken parts, wholesale, and even enjoy retail. It's at AC Shillingford. All chicken parts available that you can afford. Fresh breast, and you know breast is the best. Shillingford wings have muscle. After you eat it, you can fly. As for Shillingford chicken drumsticks, even swinging stars just order drumsticks from Shillingford. And for those of you who love Risapul, AC Shillingford keeps your belly full. Buy your chicken wholesale at AC Shillingford. From wings to thighs to drums to breasts to backs to necks, it's available. It's always available and it's affordable. Plus, you've got pork feet, ham and turkey, bull foot, chicken nuggets, pepperoni, all those right seasonings to make your kitchen keep on ticking. Buy your wholesale chicken at AC Shillingford. When you think of chicken, think of AC Shillingford. Always fresh.
The economic fabric Dominica revolves at AC Shillingford and Company. For timeless, trusted, dependable, comprehensive insurance coverage, it has to be New India Insurance. Need anything overseas? Shopbox Dominica Isle of Freight is your advance on-time delivery right to your doorstep. For super savings on all your groceries, come to ACS Super Shopping Center for laundry, groceries, cooking, beverages, and event supplies on King Jonathan Street. ACS 7-Eleven on High Street, supplying your everyday essentials. Fill up your vehicle gas tanks, get your cooking gas, and top-ups of all kinds. Or go to 7-Eleven Portersville, where the best-kept secret is conveniently located upstairs in the confidential escape or staycation self-contained accommodations at the Porter's Place. Ace Shillingford, where you spend less and get more.
When you want the best, what you do? Shop at SCA. Better than the rest. Go shop at SCA. And they open well. Shop at SCA. You get more for what is there. Shop at SCA. Shop at SCA. Yeah. Shop at SCA. Shop at SCA. What is there? Shop at SCA. Yes, family, customer friendly. With free locations, it's so convenient. And our price is there. Madam, that's where you belong. Oh, tell your mama, tell your papa, shop at SCA. Tell your son and your daughter, shop at SCA. Auntie, nene, and cousin, friend, open power, all of them. Grandma, grandpa, couple, neighbor, girlfriend, boyfriend, side. What? Shop at SCA. Shop at SCA. Yeah. Shop at SCA. Shop at SCA. Check us out at Portersville, High Street, and downtown Rose.
Some laundry detergents may miss the mark when it comes to adding softness to your loads. But fortunately, Dominica, we've got Ensueno Fabric Softener. Ensueno is the conditioner of laundry care, making your clothes feel butterfly soft. Discover Ensueno Fabric Softener. Long-lasting, nature-inspired fragrances protect your fabrics. Revitalize your laundry with the refreshing scent of spring fresh Ensueno Fabric Softener. Makes your clothes fluffy, alive, and vibrant. Love all over Dominica. Local agents, Ace Shillingford Company. Available also offers your favorite friendly neighborhood outlet or shop. Use Ensueno.
Looking for a quiet, relaxing place to stay? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Leaving the office late and need somewhere close to town? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Have business clients coming in and need accommodation? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Looking for group accommodation? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Located at 37 Goodwill Road in Portersville, upstairs ACS Supermarket. Enjoy our semi-self-contained rooms with private washroom, bathroom, Wi-Fi, air condition, cable network, mini refrigerator, all in a non-smoking environment. Call or WhatsApp at 1767-275-1899 or email us at info@portersplaceguesthouse.com to make your reservations. Porter's Place, your home away from home. Fit for a king, a queen, and all their royal subjects.
Shit, done here. Yes, we're back and we're going to be talking basketball. Before that, we just want to big up Tropitown Water. They've always been grateful to assist us, and I will always encourage local people to buy Tropitown Water. Right, we're going to be talking basketball. We have Donny Robinson with us. I know his team is not in the final of the Premier League, but we'll not talk about basketball. But Donny, I don't know where you want to start. I know your team were beaten. In fact, I heard I think the captain was saying that the guys were arguing with other on the bench and whatever during the game, and you were the coach and also an active player. Tell us about that now.
I think good evening to you, your listeners and viewers as well. Thanks for having me as usual. Obviously, I think losing is never the best way to end a season. I mean, it was a hard-fought season. We played upwards of 14 games. We ended the league at the top of the tables. Unfortunately, we ran into a Paybush team that was just more prepared for the playoffs than us, and we paid the price. But we'll be back. Obviously, as the most senior team in the league, we pride on ourselves on being prepared, organized, and structured, and that's one of the things that'll carry us through. So congratulations to Pebush. I think it's good for basketball. It's good to see one of our things that we spoke about over a year ago, decentralizing basketball, and today we have the Premier Finals being played between two teams from out of town. I think it's a first in a very, very, very long time, maybe even a first ever. And for that, we are happy to see that basketball is at least moving outside of centralized sports. So we're happy for that. But yeah, it's still have a lot of basketball to play, so we can talk about the playoffs as we go.
But you spoke about two teams out of town. Would you consider playing the games if the people have venues that are good enough to play basketball?
No, actually, it's a good point. We actually plan on playing the first game. It's a best of 5 series, so we plan on playing the first game in Pebush. We've been trying to have a couple games there all season. Weather didn't permit. For the first game, the facility wasn't ready. But we've played league games before in Pebush, and we certainly plan on having the first game of the finals in Pebush, tentatively scheduled for next Saturday.
Go ahead, Lobby. Okay.
Donnie, how about you?
Good, man. Good, Lobby.
When I hear this kind of loss, I take it very serious. Very serious. Yeah. Part of my, I'm still part of that team. Tell me where you went wrong, Donnie. Just tell me where you went wrong.
I think a couple areas. One was, we underestimated. I think the hunger of the Pebush team.
All 3 games?
No, we lost in best of 3, so we lost the first 2 games. The first game we were up by 24 points and ended up coming back in the game.
So what happened there?
I think it was just pure complacency. The second game was a closer game, but we left our fight for too late. We played very well in the last quarter. In the first 3 quarters, we were just struggling. But yeah, it's. I think Pebush was just better prepared for us. Pebush is a ticklish matchup for us. They have a blend of speed and they're not the smallest team either, but they're very quick. And we're not the youngest chickens on the block. So. but having said that, we did beat them in the regular season. Yeah. But they played better than us for those 2 games and beat us. So.
Now, something else, Donnie, you have been talking about the basketball. Pebush used to be in the league before.
Yes, it's not the first time. Pebush.
Right, as I'm saying.
Yeah, it's not
right.
The first time.
They played in the Windsor Park. Instead of the Windsor Park, we saw Pebush.
Yes, in the second division in those days.
Right, of course. So I'm going to say the game of basketball has been out of Roseau for a very long time.
Yes, that's true, Louis.
I mean, say, look, if you go back and look at Granby for example. Granby is an example. Ibadan Pros, Kepasa, they had Portsmouth. So the thing with the basketball, which you will know, you always have a core of players around, and when these players are not there, everything falls apart. Correct. So consistency is one of the problems I have seen in terms of a lot of the teams we have there. But you see, Donnie, I still want to see, Donnie, that basketball, some games have been played in Roseau. It is sad. I say so. It's very, very, very sad. When we had this, which when we had this hard court, we could attract close to 5,000, more than that 1,000 people in that open area.
Now not for a league game, don't know before, like Dominica game, not a league game, right?
Nobody. Of course. See, boy, you're not. I'm telling you.
Lobby, I follow the game from Cardinal. I remember when they had this tournament, Dominica team, yes, not a league game. You will get 5,000.
No. I am telling you, when we had top basketball,
I watch basketball every night. You tell me.
Not every night. Not every night.
I cannot remember 5,000 for a league game. Donnie can probably tell us.
I'm telling you about that. But right now, Sebastian, let us face it. We have built an indoor that can even take 1,000 people.
Well, we know that.
Yeah. But yeah, when I talk about the decentralization, I'm referring to the Premier Division and the top level, and it's good. I mean, each of those teams, we have a couple of current national players. We have some young guys with good promise. So I'm actually very excited to see a final in Pebush. I think it will be very good for basketball and what we're trying to take.
Donnie, do you see teams having plays? For example, let's look at plays. Do you see teams having very organized, structured,
Yeah, we have a couple teams that I would say the top 4 teams that played in the playoffs, they are head and shoulders above the other teams, and it's because they're more organized. They have a little more structure. You can see the organized plays. They have routine sessions and practices. So yeah, if you look at 767, you look at Pebush themselves, you look at the young guys from Benz, you look at Blazers, you look at Pichle Sports Club. All these teams they actually run formations that you can tell that they put some time into it. Obviously, the teams that put more time in it will have the results, but they do look structured and organized. Yes.
So what's next? What is the latest with the Winwood tournament?
Well, we are planning to have the Winwood tournament. St. Vincent actually just opened their league on the 13th of this month. So we've been in contact with the lady that's the chairman or the chairperson of their basketball league up there. And the commitment is once they are finished, we're going to try to have an invitational Win Balance tournament before we start our next league. So that would most likely be towards the end of the year or early next year. That's the plan. The second thing on the agenda is we just launched our female league on Saturday as well. And so we've had 1 game so far in the competition. We have 5 teams registered, and we're still hoping to get 1 more from Margaret, so we can run the female league concurrently with the finals and try to push some female basketball. And then there's a free X3 tournament scheduled for before the end of the year. So along with some off seasons, there's one carded for Margaret, which is normally a very exciting off-season league. So there's some basketball yet to happen. But I think the biggest thing we have planned is officials training and some coaching sessions that we're trying to get from FIBA. So all of that is scheduled for the next 3 to 4 months. Yeah.
But let me ask you, could the female team, they're able to get like 10, a squad, each team 10, 12, 15 people?
Yeah, the female teams are fully in numbers. There are 2 teams from Portsmouth. The 2 teams, 767 has 2 female teams. We have Blazers as a female team. Margaret is trying to come on with a female team. So there's a fair amount of, especially some young ladies, playing the game. There are a fair number from the Convent High School that have teamed up with Maggie and 767 to form some teams. So we've seen some interest. But there's a lot of work to do in the female side, I think
yes.
Yeah, Donnie, in terms of the Trailblazers, I think as you look down the road, you need to retool because you got a lot of experienced senior players, and you don't have enough young players. I see you play, and most times your experience takes you through in the end. When you look at a team like Sharks have mainly young fellas, especially number 23 and number 7. They're excellent players, and that makes a difference. So it means that as we go along, you'd have to see how you can attract some of the younger players to blend in with your very experienced players.
Yeah, I think that's always, it depends on what you're hoping to accomplish. I always tell persons, if winning is not necessarily based on youth and speed and height or otherwise. Blazers have always been more organized and more structured team. We actually maybe have 2 of the most promising young players in Dominica, be it in Birmingham and Lee, and they are both under 23, and they've both been playing with us for over 3 years. So you can see their development. We don't have the volume of young players that the other teams have, solely because of the style of play and the discipline that we garner from our young players. So it's very difficult to get 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 guys that will just come in and blend it. But we have a stream of players, and between now and the next season, I'm sure we'll get 1 or 2. But yeah, I think it's about getting the right blend, in my opinion. Our basketball level is not at the point where you get outrun out of a league. I think you get outplayed more often than you get outran. So, but yeah, you make a point. We still have some recruiting to do.
Yeah, I saw the first female game. I went to see the first female game, and I found the standard was very low. Somehow the teams involved, there's a need to do a lot of preparatory work.
Yes.
To work with the girls. There was an instance where a girl was going to score in her own basket.
Yes.
Going that direction, just going away. You know. And at a stage in the game, I left out to go and get some chicken by my friend across there because the game was not keeping my attention. So it means that female league is a good idea, getting the females involved, but some preparatory work. The teams, whoever the coaches, whoever involved, has to work more intensely with the players.
And that is the challenge in getting females to come and play, because exactly that. We seem to believe that the league should only be run if we are at a certain level, but we have to start somewhere. And that same person next year might be hopefully be a better player, and because of games like that, because we just don't have enough exposure for the females to actually, prepare them for a league like that. So unfortunately, the league is actually where they start. You have clubs that have been doing it for more than 1 year that would have one or two really good players. But in terms of the mass numbers, we're going to struggle for a few years to get there. But we made the decision to bite the bullet and start it. You have to start somewhere. Unfortunately, that's where we are.
Yes, Donny. Just to add or subtract what Landers said, about the female league. That is something I tried, during my time in Dominica over the year, being involved in basketball. And it's not only basketball, even football. The girls, you see the boys, first of all, the boys always looking for a sweat. Guys, we are always practicing. You don't see that with the girls. The boys are always practice. You don't see that and that's the problem we have. Everybody wants to play. I want to be in the league, but you have to practice. You got to practice to put on a good product. Now, as Landers spoke about young players, it's a matter of young. You're looking young. First of all, Donny said he has 2 players there. Donny, what positions are they playing?
Birmingham is a small forward as well as Lee. Both of them play 3 and 4 position for us.
Yeah, what's your height like? Your height?
6'3", 6'2".
Is that guards, yeah?
Yeah, pretty much. But again, by our standards, they're able
what
to...
standard? Yeah, that's one. But I know our deficiency in Dominica is, is height, But we got, height. I want to forward the deficiency. But coming back on the female basketball, is the same problem. I mean, what Landers saw there, I'm not surprised. As I said, the girls have been telling them, so you have to get girls, go and practice. Go and get them. You have to wait. When you have a competition, there's a competition coming up. You got to be involved. You're wrong. That's why the boys and them, the boys play basketball. You're wrong. They look, even though the league is over, but Donny will be still sweating. And the rest of the boys, you look for that's what I want to see. Right, Donny?
Correct. And that's the challenge, Lobby. That's the challenge we face. We really trying to get, again, hopefully club structures can help with that, because just ladies on their own going out and play basketball, you don't really find that motivation within them. So to push that and give clubs incentives to actually have a female team. We have really good female coach. I mean, one of the finalists in the Division 1 championship this year was coached by a female. So we're making some progress.
Serious?
Yes. So we're making some progress, but it's a long way to go.
So how long has that person been coaching I heard that's really the coach.
That's her second year as the head coach.
But she did any coaching courses?
Yes, she did her own. She's actually a member of our executive.
Okay.
So she's been involved in basketball for a bit. She represented Dominica in a free female before, so she knows some basketball. Doing very well, and she's controlling some grown men, running seriously. Well, maybe the best coach team in Division 1, and made it all the way to the finals. So have a start. And
Donny, what about the school league? I come back on that because I know during my tenure in the sports division, when I was in sports division, we push a lot to have basketball for the girls. What's happening at the school level? Can you tell us?
Well, I can tell you as much as I know. I know they had a female league this year. They had a team at the inter-school games. That much I know. I don't think it's at the level that we want it to be, obviously. But there is a school league going on. It's not all the schools have a team, so that already is a shortfall. But Lobby, there's always a lot of room for improvement. Even at the school level, it's not even the competitions really that's the issue, more than the actual ability to teach sports correctly. And
two issues I want to raise a few very quickly. The first one, you made mention of the program for officials,
yes,
which I think is something necessary, because whenever I come to the games, not only me, but a lot of other people see deficiencies in the officiating, and you see a lot of people protesting to the officials. So this is one of the areas that definitely you should look at in a very strategic way, or you could improve on it. The other area is the management of the facility. I think the facility is a good facility. I've never gone in there and say it filled to capacity, but it's a good facility. And the playing area is also a good area, but it is not concrete or bitumen.
No.
It's got a rubber area. Plastic rubber area. Recently, I've noticed all kind of activities are going on there.
They have a thing tonight or last night.
Last night. People with their chairs and people all on walking around. Then they had boxing where they put the ring on that area there. What is being thought of? What's the strategy of managing the facility to ensure it lasts for a long while? Because before you go on, one thing I notice is quite a number of players have been falling on that facility and they're getting bruised because of the surface, which means it's a good service.
Yeah. So one, I must commend there is a committee in place that runs it independently. It's called the Masak Sports Committee, individually run. They're doing a good job. We get access to the facility for 3.5 months a year for our championships or national league. I know as in terms of protecting the facility, every time there is an event, there are measures put in place. So for instance, the boxing, the ring was not installed directly on the surface. So the surface is actually movable in most areas. So where the ring was planted, that would have been moved and it was placed directly on the concrete. As for what's happening now, tonight, or last night, I don't have any idea. But typically when there are events, the playing surface is unprotected. That's one of the things that happen. I mean, the surface is there for years. The surface has been well kept, I must say. It's obviously the best we have. But there is a committee in place that does a good job. We work hand in hand with them. There are some strict rules in what you can and can't do on the surface. So that's why it's in good condition still.
Yeah, Donnie, in terms of the finals, I think I missed it. When did you say the finals?
The first game, we're trying to have it next Saturday.
Next Saturday.
Again, with the independence activities and the facilities and all of those things, we're trying to get it on a day where we can attract a lot of people to Pay Bush. So it'll be early evening Saturday. Next week would be the first game, and the rest of the games will be played the following week in Masak. But we will have a press conference, and we're trying to really take that one as get some live coverages, get sponsors on board, and really just try to showcase basketball in that side of the country. I think it's Pay Bush and Benz, even for small crowds, maybe have the loudest set of fans when they come down to Masak. So I'm expecting a large turnout, but that's what we're trying to do, is really take to the district and have a good finals. Best of 5 games, it might go to 5, so who knows.
During your tenure, the time you played basketball in the Windsor, I was come back to the Windsor Park. That is the Mecca. Nowhere, no place can, no matter what they have, can compare to the days of Windsor Park. Not only the quality of players we had, basketball, everything, we breathed, we slept. The only thing we didn't have there was a bed. A bed we didn't have there. No, that's a fact. And no CO, no entertainment prevented basketball from going on. What has happened now? Huh? What has happened now?
I don't know. I can tell you from my narrow angle. There have been a lot of things that have changed. I think even from the players themselves, the interest, the level of even the level of competition, the camaraderie, the need to have competitive fire, that's all gone. I tell you, the days when you would go and play a game and it would just be the fun of having the game played and you excited when play, you would be resting during the day to play at night. Those things don't happen anymore, Lobby. So it's a difference in time, and I think priorities have shifted. Now they and that's just one of the realities. The average basketball player will pass up a basketball game to go to an action. That's just how it is. I don't think it's the game itself that has done that. I think it's just a whole shift in society, to be very
honest. Donny, I have to laugh what you just said there.
It's a fact.
The game, listen to me, the game will end at 10 o'clock. The action will start around 10 o'clock. We knew we used to play and we used to go and party after. That never stopped us. What happened now?
That is different times.
Different times.
When you used to play, party used to finish at 1, party started at 1. No, 1 a.m. Party used to finish by 1. No, party started at 1 a.m. No, I'll tell you that in Dominica. But listen, Donny, the NBA, let us shift focus a bit. It started on Tuesday night. But today, we have heard devastating breaking news, which could affect how the NBA is operated now. I'm sure you would have heard what's happening. And we just saw something about a referee who seemed to have been manipulating game. And this one, to me, is serious. The one, if the coach, they talk about poker and so on. Yeah. But when you have a referee manipulating games, this is serious. Eh?
Yes, for sure. I mean, I don't know how it's going to turn out, but I can tell you in this high-dollar business of the NBA, I can guarantee you it's going to have an impact on the game in some way, either in the rules or in terms of the outlook of the league on its own. But it's rather disappointing that at the highest level, that as well paid as these professionals are,
rich men,
both the officials and the players, that they would still fall for those side gigs, as I would call it. But unfortunately, that's the reality. You have some prominent players that even current coach falling into that. So it's obvious that has been going on for a while. And the question is, how many other people out there are still doing it?
Exactly.
And I mean, Chauncey Billups, I mean, Hall of Famer, very rich individual, head coach, and he makes several $1 million a year out of his head coaching role and so on. And it's really unfortunate.
It's unfortunate, and like I said, if at that level it's happening, what you expect at the college level, at the amateur level, and it's unfortunate.
But it's Donny. Listen to me. You talk.
Hold on a minute. We have a caller. Just hold on a minute.
Yeah.
Good evening.
Hello, Sibo. Good night.
How are you, lady? How are you?
As you are talking about those referees, Sibo, you can remember a good many years ago, some referees who were giving the players bad things when they say they have fouls and it was a foul. You can remember that? And then they said, you can remember they took prisoner, A good man, I saw Low Black will remember that. A good many years ago, the referees were singing on the players and players would tell them no. They, pleading and so. When they did an investigation, I think they sent those referees to prison. It was not the first time.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks. Yellow, you were saying?
Yes, Sebastian, I am not surprised here with people. I'm just not surprised. Because first, you look at America. Let's take America in terms of what is going on there. These guys are going on. No matter how much they could have billions of dollars, and they still want more.
Well, that's great, man. I mean, to end up in jail for things like that, people, you will never enjoy the money. Look at what's going to happen to these guys now.
That's like, Sibo, you look at in sports today, you look at drugs. All right, you have WADA. You have people are still taking their chances, get involved in illegal substances just to enhance themselves, even though they get caught, just don't care.
Yeah, that's true. Well, it's unfortunate, as I said.
That's shocking, eh?
Yeah.
That's shocking. I mean,
the impact,
that kind of news.
See the fallout on the game itself and how it's going to impact.
But they had some good games last night. I don't know if you followed it last night.
Yeah, but in fact, the first game, Houston, I think was a good game,
Very good game.
Houston and Oklahoma.
Even Dallas and San Antonio last night.
That's people, I mean, yeah. Lakers we got blown away by Warriors.
It's early.
Well, I would say blown away. 10-point, not a blowout. I mean, compared to Dallas and San Antonio last night, that was a blowout to me.
One side.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
But it's early, man.
Yeah.
The league
Well, yeah. Well, as I said, what has happened today is going to affect everybody because you even heard about Damian Jones, a former coach player who LeBron James was involved. LeBron James. Well, the news says that LeBron James was not implicated in that at all. But the guy knew LeBron James was going to be playing, and he gave information, and that is dangerous. That is dangerous. So we just hope you just don't know what we're going to hear tonight.
But also it shows how sophisticated this whole gambling thing is, and the betting, guys, in one game when the guy picked that he was injured, guys made over $200,000 just on that, it's crazy.
This you have Super Bowl, a lot of betting, it's Super Bowl.
Well, Donny, it was night for you. Well, the final you say is next week, right?
Next week. Yeah.
Maybe we could get the two captains, guys, next week to join us here. We had the two captains, we will try and get them. And then after that, there's more basketball, right?
Yes, it's best of 5. So there'll be a lot of basketball still. And then I'll send out we're trying to have a press conference sometime next week. Wednesday.
Donny, you all owe me a victory next year, yeah?
You only the victory next year.
No, we I guess I'll go to war with Blazers. So
I'm going to talk to
we'll be back.
All right. Okay, Donny, thanks very much for joining us.
Thanks,
enjoy Independence. I know you have free nights of not sleeping at all.
I think that's the young folks.
Before you go, like Signal Band, and I'm worried for them. I'll tell you why. Why should you have all these people at one night? What you could find happening, some bands could be playing at 9 a.m. in the morning, There are 45 artists. That's far too many. And a band like Signal Band, probably the best, not probably the best band we have here.
I was about to correct you this.
Yeah, the best band we have here. Who are playing Monday morning. Now, because the amount of people you have, people have to go to work on Monday. So I just find there are far too many acts on that this year. 45 is far too many on.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a reason for that. I'm not even going to comment.
Well,
I just think the names are rather long.
Because I heard that they're starting earlier. But even if they start earlier, they will struggle.
How early? 7?
Well, they stay opening the gate from 6:56. They say they go open for that. But again, even if you open gates early, people still won't come early. That's the problem. People won't come. But what I'm worried about, a band like Signal Band, the last band on Monday morning, could find them playing with most of the people will have left. Because I find all these people, there's no need for bringing
but there's a reason why the Signal Band is last.
Yeah, but they should have not Monday morning. Let them say for Sunday morning. Because they're the best band. Yeah. So why you want them playing on Monday morning when people have to go to work? Some people probably have to leave in Monday morning to head for the airport for 4 a.m. in the morning. So, I don't know. So, we'll see how it goes, Danny. Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys, for having me as usual.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Guys, Cedric Harris has do something on the win. Let me just read it. Yeah, Cedric Harris. I was trying to get him, but he has a big thing on. I think it's Friday. Let me read it for you. Yeah, it's the 9th annual Bright Park Memorial 5 kilogram walk. 5 kilometers. Sorry, I think kilogram. Yeah, it's the starting time is 3:30 p.m. on Sunday, and it goes from Point Michel to Newton on Sunday afternoon. So, Cedric, if you're hearing it, you can call us. I know he sent me the.
Is it open? It's an open race? Or
well, no, they have categories. They have under 13. There's under 15. There's under 17. There's under 20. Under 35 and 35 and over.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Sunday afternoon from 3:30 p.m. So I guess, Cedric, you probably can call us and we can have a discussion. Let's try and get Emmanuel Nanton to hear about this big thing with Wazim Akram and Waka Yunis on Sunday and Tuesday, I think, next week. Is a camp. So, Cedric, if you're hearing us, just give us a shout and let us know about this thing that's taking place on Sunday afternoon. Are you following the Champions League?
Obviously, Sebastian. It's sports, I foreign my.
I saw Liverpool. Oh, by the way, you saw United beat Liverpool last week, eh? 2-1. You saw that game last week?
I see that, but I remember that I'm a Chelsea, and my team is Chelsea, yeah?
I know. But United did beat your team as well, too. So.
Huh?
With United did beat Chelsea as well.
No, they wouldn't beat us. Yeah,
of course, United beat Chelsea 2-1. You forgot, man.
Oh yes, yes.
Yeah.
We had a red card in the game. You know, they took in the loss.
Early red card, early.
Yeah. But don't mind that. But even with Man U, Sebastian, you all throw two penalties. The guy threw two penalties there. Yeah, already.
They are the captain.
And that put you all. You all would have been way up there. You know.
Not getting him. Yeah, and well, what did you say?
Huh?
No, hold on. Let me see if Cedric. I hoping to send a message about his thing.
But I find Sebastian, that to me is not on Sunday coming. That's fun. That's a crucial weekend we have in there. To have a race now, that should have been put off, man, for another time.
I don't know if he doing his thing, you know.
I know, but I would listen to Mr. Sebastian. I organized race yes in Dominica. I would never have that. I would never have a race on a Sunday. Not this coming weekend, for sure. With traffic as it is, nah, man.
Well, maybe you're right, but I don't know. I don't know what's the reason. He alone can tell us. You have
to plan properly. We haven't got you haven't got highway and byways here, you know. Yeah. One road you have, and coming into Roseau from the south.
Well,
all right, we're gonna take a quick break.
Okay, no problem. No problem.
Break.
Where in Roseau, Kima Habis, you can just walk in and order all your chicken parts, wholesale, and even enjoy retail. It's at AC Shillingford, all chicken parts available that you can afford fresh breast. And you know breast is the best. Shillingford wings have muscle. After you eat it, you can fly. As for Shillingford chicken drumsticks, even swinging stars just order drumsticks from Shillingford. And for those of you who love Risapol, AC Shillingford keeps your belly full. Buy your chicken wholesale at AC Shillingford. From wings to thighs to drums to breasts to backs to necks. It's available. It's always available and it's affordable. Plus you've got pork feet, ham and turkey, bull foot, chicken nuggets, pepperoni, all those right seasonings to make your kitchen keep on ticking. Buy your wholesale chicken at AC Shillingford. When you think of chicken, think of AC Shillingford. Always fresh.
The economic power of Dominica revolves at AC Shillingford and Company. For timeless, trusted, dependable, comprehensive insurance coverage, it has to be New India Insurance. Need anything overseas? Shopbox Dominica Isle of Freight is your advance on-time delivery right to your doorstep. For super savings on all your groceries, come to ACS Super Shopping Center for laundry, groceries, cooking, beverages, and event supplies on King Jonathan Street. ACS 7-Eleven on High Street, supplying your everyday essentials. Fill up your vehicle gas tanks, get your cooking gas, and top-ups of all kinds. Or go to 7-Eleven Portersville, where the best-kept secret is conveniently located upstairs in the confidential escape or staycation self-contained accommodations at the Porter's Place. AC Shillingford, where you spend less and get more.
When you want me there, what you do? Shop at NCA. Better than go shop at NCA. And they all come by say shop at NCA. You get more for what is there? Shop at NCA. Shop at NCA. Yeah, shop at NCA. Shop at NCA. What is there? Shop at NCA. NCA's family, customer friendly. With free locations, it's so convenient. And our price is there. Madam, that's where you belong. Oh, tell your mama, tell your papa, shop at NCA. Tell your son and your daughter, shop at NCA. Auntie, nan, and cousin, friend, open power, all of them. Grandma, grandpa, open neighbor, girlfriend, boyfriend, side. What? NCA. Shop at NCA. Shop at NCA. Shop at NCA. Check us out at Portersville, High Street, and downtown Rose.
Some laundry detergents may miss the mark when it comes to adding softness to your loads. But fortunately, Dominica, we've got Ensueno fabric softener. Ensueno is the conditioner of laundry care, making your clothes feel butterfly soft. Discover Ensueno fabric softener. Long-lasting, nature-inspired fragrances protect your fabrics. Revitalize your laundry with a refreshing scent of spring fresh Ensueno fabric softener. Makes your clothes fluffy, alive, and vibrant. Love all over Dominica. Local agents, AC Shelling Company, available at all supermarkets, your favorite friendly neighborhood outlet, or shop. Use and swell.
Looking for a quiet, relaxing place to stay? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Leaving the office late and need somewhere close to town? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Have business clients coming in and need accommodation? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Looking for group accommodation? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Located at 37 Goodwill Road in Portersville, upstairs ACS Supermarket. Enjoy our semi-self-contained rooms with private washroom, bathroom, Wi-Fi, air condition, cable network, mini refrigerator, all in a non-smoking environment. Call or WhatsApp at 1767-275-1899 or email us at info@portersplaceguesthouse.com to make your reservations. Porter's Place, your home away from home. Fit for a king, a queen, and all their royal subjects.
Yes, we are back, guys, and we have a few minutes.
Cricket, Sebastian.
Huh?
West Indies.
Yeah, we're going to talk about cricket. Well, West Indies, again, disappointing us. We saw today they were humiliated, I would say, to lose. When you lose by 179 runs, that's a bad defeat, a very bad. And the way we look today, the way the batting
against a team that's supposed to be weaker than you are.
Well, they below us in the ODI ranking.
I think now, by virtue of winning, they have now gone ahead of us.
Yes, by probably 1 point. And then we again have to go and fight to qualify for ODIs. We have to fight. Look at the women. Our women didn't qualify for the World Cup. And the cricket on the whole and Caribbean people must start putting pressure. Because you cannot have a sport where cricket is Caribbean people thing. I mean, say what you want. And we have been disappointed, and it cannot be that a few people can be doing nonsense and getting away with it. So pressure must be put on.
I think where you start is Sammy should not be the coach of all three formats. Because if each format is so different from the other format, different skill set, a different strategy, I think he's getting confused. And it's clear, you know, and I really think Sammy should just be the coach of the T20. And we should get a separate coach. I think that's one place to start. It has not worked. Whatever experiment that the board did, it has not worked. And I believe that Sammy should be just made the coach of the T20, and we get a test coach and on the other white ball.
No, but all the coaches, to me, you have the same coaches for 5-6 years, the same people there, the same backroom staff, and we're going nowhere. Even in the recent T20 in Nepal, there were 10 people in the backroom staff, including Otis Gibson, who was a former coach of West Indies, who was a coach of South Africa, all over the place, you know.
Sibo.
Yeah, go ahead, Lobby.
Yes, Sebastian. I'm looking at, look, Sebastian, we're talking about coaching, Sebastian. First of all, looking at what is affecting our players. Spin. You just go back at the CPL. They just concluded CPL. How many of these players, the spinners again, the spinners, overseas play, how many, the spinners again, we were not dominant. Something is wrong with our players. Something is, you can see that they are succumbing to spin. We can't play spin. And we bowl terrible. So what I'm saying is this, but first of all, I read all kind of comments about young players, about bringing young. We must be careful with that word young.
No, well, I always have a problem with that. People who are not ready. Don't pick people who are not ready.
People
They
said
made a mistake with Andrew. Look, they're making the mistake with August again.
Look, I like you look. If we go back in time, look at your time. You look at your time with young players. You got players who were performing, not score 20 and 30 runs. You had young players who were scoring centuries. Players, they were very dominant. What I'm saying right now, guys getting out in 20s and 30s, and we obviously saying that they're young still, all right? But I'm saying that right now, as you said earlier, in terms of pressure, we in the Caribbean right now, we are very laid back.
We're putting pressure. That cannot go on. That kind of nonsense.
Because I was a bit disappointed with this Trinidadian guy last week.
Fazia Mohammed.
Yeah, Fazia. He's a guy, he has made some.
Okay, but hold on a while. We have Nanton on the line, so that's what I mean. Okay. Good evening, sir. Mr. Nanton.
Good evening to you, Waka. Good evening to your co-host. I'm at the park, so I'm trying to go towards the area. I'm sorry about that. But I'm hearing you quite clearly.
Well, we're hearing you clearly now, right? Tell us. I think there's this big thing next week, Tuesday. I think this camp with the young bowlers. Tell us about it. People want to know. Do you hear what I asked you? Yeah. I was asking you about this Wasim Akram and Waka Yunis, two of the greatest fast bowlers of all times. They will be in Dominica this weekend. There's a camp next week. Tell listeners about it.
Yes. So we have Wasim Akram and Waka Yunis coming to Dominica this weekend. They come in tomorrow. The manager is already on island. He came in via close to Guadeloupe and to the ferry. He came in this afternoon. And they will be doing a workshop with us at the Cricket Academy on Tuesday from 1 o'clock to 4 p.m. So it's very good having them there. We have been discussing with them for a while. I met Waka several times myself. In Pakistan, we had a few functions with him in Pakistan. And Wasim, I spoke with him on the phone a few times. Wasim, so he will be here tomorrow, and we're looking forward to having them here to help us. We have the Cricket Academy in Dominica. We're in our 11th year. I think we have had some tremendous success as an academy. We have produced players for the West Indies at the various level, particularly at the youth level. Just this year, we had the young Senior Fountain played at the under-19 level on the male team, and then we had our young ladies from Pebush, George, who played on the women's under-19 team this year. So we have been putting players there, and we will be looking at a fast bowling camp with Wasim and Waka, and that will be Benjamin Saka at the academy on Tuesday afternoon.
What time it starts? What time the session starts?
We start at 1 p.m. with some indoor work, and then we go out on the outside pitch later. But we're going to be from 1 o'clock to 4 p.m. 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. on Tuesday afternoon.
And how many local bowlers will be there?
The academy coaches put together a list of. I really cannot recall how many of them are exactly there.
Well, I think it's the list I saw is about 15. It's about 15 I saw.
Yeah. It's about that. So we'll be working with them. Most of them are young bowlers. We wish that we had Dylan Tyson with us here because we know he's one of the fastest and more promising young fast bowlers in the Caribbean at present. But he is out in St. with the Volcanoes, so he will not be there. But we're hoping that we can train other people, including Kyron Phillip, who played in the
breakout league.
Yes, exactly. So we're looking, and there are a number of young promising bowlers. I mean, just the other day I was talking to the coach at the academy, the head coach. He said me of an 11-year-old left-arm seamer who he saw who just mine away. So
from where? Where is he from?
We're trying to identify young bowlers and young cricketers to produce for the future. And we're hoping that Wasim and Waka can assist us in doing that. We're also talking to a number of other great stuff from other countries as well, who will be here with us in the near future. We will call the names when we have confirmed. But we're looking for some in the Caribbean. We're speaking with our cricketers out in England at present and in the Caribbean. So this will come along as we try to produce more cricketers. So what our aim really is to try to train young cricketers in Dominica, both male and female. And we have been doing a tremendous job so far. In our academy, we have produced over 15 players who have represented the West Indies team, and we keep pictures of them out on the board out at the academy. So once you play for the West Indies, we put you out there. So we have a number of them who are out there, and we're looking to produce more and more of them at the senior level. So that's where we are. That's what we're working on. And I'm sure if we continue to work hard, then we will bear the fruits and help West Indies quickly grow. Because it's not just about one country or one place or one academy. It's one Caribbean. And in the academy, we try to produce players for the Caribbean and for the West Indian civilization.
Right. Thank you very much. So it'll be next week, Tuesday, 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock. Waka Yunis, Wazim Akram, a coaching camp in Portsmouth. Thank you very much, Mr. Nanton. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Silver. Thank you very much.
All right, see you tomorrow.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Okay. Dr. Fontaine, we have a few minutes left, right? And Dominica is in a crisis now. And so what anybody say, what is happening is a crisis. Dominica could find that a quarter of the population not registered if something is not done seriously and very quickly. Because this corruption to me that's going on, it is just crazy. In fact, I heard this lady saying about 2 people might have been confirmed already. It'd be interesting to find out who are these people, where these people got confirmed. It would be very interesting. But I'm saying there is a crisis, and this thing is a crisis. It cannot be that you can go and register with a birth paper, and then now you're telling people now to get confirmed they cannot use the same paper. But that cannot be right.
Yeah, something is wrong about this, and you know, we are very, very much disappointed in the whole process. There are lots of complaints already. It looks like people's names have been selectively removed. It looks like people's name, a lot of nonsense. I mean, I'm getting a lot of reports, and probably the most reports I'm getting is that people are telling me that they're not going to go through the process.
But that is the terrible thing.
Which defeats the whole purpose. You know, if people are not going to participate, you know, we try to encourage them. It's the law right now. They should do it. But there are real problems. And the main one is that people simply some of them do not have the resources to get the passport, which is why I am saying 2 things. Either the Electoral Commission goes back to its original SRO, where it allowed for the use of the birth paper to make it easier, or the government has to do a passport amnesty for 4 or 5 months or 6 months, zero charge to persons who reach a threshold, because you cannot be in a situation where the Labour Party has some resources.
You say
it comes from
some resources.
And they're using
Plenty, you mean?
They're using that to register their own people, and the opposition parties do not have the same deep pockets to do the same. So that means you're putting one party already at a much advantageous position over the others, and that should not be. That goes against the very grain of free and fair elections. And also, you cannot impose a cost on individuals to be voted in the country. That's a fundamental right that was fought for by our forebears, and you cannot put that burden on people to have to get those resources just to remain on a list where they were already on.
But why should somebody get a passport and they probably might never travel? Yeah, and there are a lot of people who have never driven. So to tell people they must get that, I just find that is so wrong.
Yeah, and you know, the idea of the birth certificate, that was never, the fraud was not committed with the birth certificate. The fraud that was committed was the absence of the voter ID card, where people were voting 2, 3, 4 times on people's names, or people voting, keeping the dead names on. That's where the fraud was. You know, the fraud was not people coming onto the list or confirming. And also, you have in those villages, everybody knows everybody else. So if I go to Grand Pond, I say I am Jeffrey Jones, I mean, everybody will know I'm not Jeffrey Jones, you know. So the idea that you can use the birth certificate to create fraud, which is the same birth certificate, by the way, that you use to get the passport. So it's okay to use it to get the passport, which you can use, but you cannot use it in the first place. So something is wrong with that, and we expect, we need the commission needs to go back to the drawing board.
Yeah, we have a caller. Good evening.
But good evening again. Dr. Fontaine, did you listen to the 2 commission, the appointed on the commission.
Yes, I did.
Well, you were there.
Yes.
So something is wrong. As I asked Duncan when I was on the program, if the commission is together, because the two commission on the opposition said they approve of that. So why did the chairman go and change it?
Well,
and he said that to us a day before the reconfirmation, you know. So something is wrong with that, Dr. Funk.
Yes, well,
I don't know. So,
the way it works is that you have two appointed commissioners by the government and two opposition. So that is 2-2. The chairman has the deciding vote. So what it means is that he voted
so what
with
I
the
am
Labour
saying,
Party.
the whole thing is the commission. They're not working together. Something is wrong with that. Stoke cannot just, three of them, she cannot just decide to change the thing at the last moment. Some people cannot afford to get passport, $150, Dr. Funky. Where is some of these people getting $150 to get a passport? So that needs to change. And then you heard the senator from Marigot on that again. Last night he was on a program last Tuesday. Said he wrote to the chairman asking them to revoke that. So I mean, we're all confused. Something has to be done. Okay.
Well, yes, I agree, and in fact, we are calling now for the resignation of the chairperson of the commission, Mr. Duncan Stowe. I honestly don't think he's fit and proper, given his history, given that he's really protecting his own interests against the interests of the vast majority.
But you know what, Dr. Fountain, I'm hearing people saying about Duncan. I agree with them, but Duncan and Alec Lawrence and obviously there are people that are directing them, and we must talk about these people as well. The people are only carrying out the wishes of their bosses. Surely the government is involved in that. Duncan and Alec can't do as they please. So we must call them out as well. It's not only these free people you have to keep speaking about.
No, but the onus is on them. They're supposed to be an independent commission.
Well, you know what you said? Suppose.
They're supposed to be independent.
Because, you know, maybe I might have been doing the same thing they're doing. If I could make millions of dollars and my bosses tell me to do something, and if I don't do it, I would make it. I probably have, that's how I'm looking at. So these people that directing these guys, we must call them out as well. Good evening.
Yes, good evening to you. I'm Sebastian.
Yes, good evening.
Zoe and the head table, Mr. Fonke, Dr. Fonke. I will always say that it is so easy to get a complete re-registration, because I went to the school yesterday before to find out what do I need to get the thing done. And then I'm sitting here at home and thinking of Cochrane, about 250 people, max, maybe free. To get these people re-registered, that could happen in 2 weekends. And this is why I was calling for a complete re-registration and not a confirmation, whatever it is, because it's so very, very easy. Because they have those people in the little hamlets going re-register, reconfirming. I think it's too easy. People could just walk around in the night, in the evening, or late afternoon, and get people re-registered. You're on the list. You intend to continue. Yes, okay. We put you back down for this. It is too easy. But that thing there was reconfirmation. That's the thing that was conjured up in some meeting or the other to confuse the process and for Dominicans not to want to take part. Because I've spoken to people who don't want to take part. I want to come and take part in the election for sure. I will never put that behind me. I want to take part in the election. So that, I believe, it should be a re-registration, complete registration, and that's where we should go from now on. Good evening.
Well, you know, Dr. Funken, what I would say, there has to, and it must take place quickly. There has to be a meeting of minds. People, not only one party or two parties, all people opposed to this nonsense must get together, sit down and come up with a plan. Because if you don't have a plan, this thing will just, you have one party sitting up. People can say, because a lot of people will not be confirmed. So people must sit down, discuss the way forward for this thing, and come up with a plan, Dr.
Yes, I agree. I agree that is the way forward. You know, we have to work together on this. That is something that's impacting every person in Dominica. it is clear that the Electoral Commission has taken the side of the Labour Party government, and that is as clear to see as anything that this Labour Party is now making a plan, to how they can disenfranchise person so that they can win the election. And even down to the people that they have manning the enrollment officers, they made sure that they have their key enrollment officers, some of them discouraging people themselves. If they know that you're from the other side, they're discouraging you from registering, they're preventing it. All sorts of things are happening. And this is very serious, So, yeah, we absolutely have to work together against this.
Good evening. Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening.
How are you all?
Good.
All right. Sibo, Lobby, Dr. Fong,
Ronald Lander.
Lander, my partner self. What you're talking about this is extremely disturbing. There's a saying where there's dishonesty and things, that's not cricket. What is happening there, that's just not cricket. Because cricket have about 3 pillars that guides the game. Fair play, level playing field, and obedience to the rules of the game. We have Afanes playing and he's fighting hard to engage in play, to follow the rules. And here it is as a nation engaging in unfair play. That's just not cricket. I'm going to go to something I observed with the West Indies team. Sama Joseph is in trouble. Sama Joseph fell during the CPL on his shoulder. Our ace-pace bowler. From the time he fell, I saw him holding his shoulder. He had a sling after. You still bringing the man to Bangladesh and it's not giving him the serious thing. When he reached Bangladesh in training, Sharma felt discomfort. He cannot play. And then we hear about he has to go to England to meet a special.
9 weeks. He has to go there for 9 weeks from Bangladesh. He has to go up to England because the shoulder seems to be a problem.
I mean, you have to take care of your cricketers. The guy was in pain. You have the man in the sling and you bring him up to Bangladesh. He still played some CPL games towards the ending. Sharma, young fella, and, you want to play the game. But something again with Afanes. I think Afanes has a serious technical problem. Sometimes instead of playing with a vertical bat, he plays instead with a horizontal bat.
Correct.
And he wants to engage in shots that are too risky, especially on the spinner. Unless you can master that in your training, you bat heavily because sometimes it's not that giving you runs and reverse sweep. Well, sometimes, but it is extremely risky. And like the last time I saw him out, he sometimes could just tap the ball towards long leg or mid wicket, but he's trying to play for horizontal bat and play towards square leg. Gets LBW. But I think it's a serious technical flaw that we have. But West Indies, I don't know if it's a sabbatical they have to get maybe 5-6 months and to play any competitive cricket. Something has to happen. Okay, brother.
Thanks, sir. Guys, as we come to the end of the program, Lobby, the Fed starts tomorrow. Fed starts tomorrow, Lobby. You won't be there. You will listen to it, Lobby?
It depends. I listen to Sebastian. The festival I used to attend, I usually give first and support to my Dominican bands. All right?
Right.
I'm happy that Serenade is there, and the other bands, I'll be there listening to my local bands. First and foremost.
As I said, my worry is the amount of bands they have to play.
This is crazy.
45 in Trinidad, going to be too many. Some people they'll be hustling. People get off the stage. They'll be hustling, and then you'll find the real people you want to hear. You can't hear them. People have left and go home.
But if it's at 6 to 6 is 12 hours,
Yes,
so but you can have 10 bands in 12 hours.
but Dr. Funk, to change in between takes a long time. You know that. I want to see how they're going to do that in the free nights, to have all these acts on stage in the free nights. That gonna be very interesting, honestly, to see how that. All we hoping that it's peaceful, people behave themselves. A lot of accidents in Dominica in the past week or two. We saying to people, if you're going to be drinking, park your vehicle, stay at your home. It makes no sense. Go and fet and drink it, and you get into an accident.
And also, if you notice, the volume of traffic has picked up significantly.
So much. I mean,
there's a lot more traffic on the road now.
Plenty,
and a lot of people may not be too used to the conditions of the roads. I just saw there was outside of NP this afternoon. A vehicle went up and plunged. Well, luckily it went into that big drain on the side there. So you have that. We just want, especially our visitors, we want to urge them to to drive carefully. They might not be too familiar with the roads, and just be very careful. Sibo, just before we end, the team for New Zealand, the West Indies team for New Zealand, is it a given that Hodge is going to play?
Well, the team have been announced, and so all I'll say, when they're announced, we'll know. The team has been announced. The only thing
it has not been announced.
No, the people that go in will know, because normally you have to give people notice. So the people that go into New Zealand will know. But in fact, my sources tell me they will even contacted Jason Holder and Roach out of retirement because they're struggling. Because Alzari Joseph surely cannot go to New Zealand, still injured. Sharma Joseph will not be able to go. So they're looking for fast bowlers, and they're looking for a team. So we will probably find out, because they have 3 T20s to come, and then they head straight. So maybe early next week we'll hear the team for sure for the test series in New Zealand. So guys,
whenever West Indies practicing, Sebastian, we got to get some spinners wherever they are to help the team. We are wicked spinners.
Well, in New Zealand, it will not have spinners for sure. The New Zealand, for what I know, I've been to New Zealand. The surfaces there, you need seamers. So in New Zealand, it will be seamers they will need in New Zealand for sure. That's what they'll do. And that will be because you have 3 test matches. In fact, it's a full tour. 3 test matches, 3 ODIs, 3 T20s, it's a full tour. Full tour. So they will need seamers in New Zealand, not spinners. That's right. So I think you'll see a complete change in personnel in the team for New Zealand. So yes, guys, it's cruel time. Everybody, please enjoy yourself in the next 3 nights starting tomorrow. On behalf of Dr. Fontaine, Emmanuel Loblack, Ronald Lander, I want to say good night to everybody. We'll be back next week.
Thank you.
You on our program?
Together.